Crime rates are rising, housing prices are soaring, and public services are struggling to keep up. These are just some of the challenges facing Canadian cities with high immigrant populations. But are immigrants really to blame, or is there more to the story? Immigration is changing Canadian cities in big ways. It's not simple. There are both good and bad effects. We'll look at 10 cities across Canada to see how they're dealing with these changes. Each city faces its own unique problems. We'll explore how immigration affects housing, jobs, and daily life in these places. From big cities like Toronto and Vancouver to smaller ones like Halifax, we'll see how new arrivals are shaping urban Canada. By looking at cause and effect, we'll try to understand what's really going on in these changing cities. Toronto, the housing crisis epicenter. Toronto's transformation raises tough questions. With immigrants now the majority, is the city thriving or struggling? The answer isn't simple. As Canada's largest city, Toronto has long been a magnet for newcomers, but recent years have seen a dramatic shift in its makeup. Over half of Toronto's residents are now foreign-born, making it one of the most diverse cities in the world. This rapid change has brought both opportunities and challenges. On one hand, Toronto's cultural tapestry is richer than ever. The city buzzes with energy from its mix of cultures, foods, and ideas. Many see this diversity as Toronto's greatest strength, fueling innovation and economic growth. But there's another side to the story. Toronto's housing market is in crisis. Home prices and rents have skyrocketed, putting a squeeze on both newcomers and longtime residents. The average home now costs over $1 million, far out of reach for many. Bidding wars are common even for small apartments. This has led to overcrowding, with multiple families often sharing single-family homes. The pressure isn't just on housing. Toronto's public services are straining under the weight of rapid growth. Schools are packed, with some using portables to handle overflow. Healthcare wait times have grown longer, with hospitals struggling to keep up with demand. Even basic infrastructure like roads and public transit feels the pinch of a swelling population. These issues have sparked tension in some neighborhoods. As new arrivals reshape communities, some longtime residents feel pushed out. The pace of change has been so fast that some areas are almost unrecognizable to those who grew up there. This has led to debates about how to balance growth with preserving local character. Yet it's important to note that immigrants aren't solely to blame for these problems. Toronto's issues are complex, with roots in policy decisions, economic trends, and global migration patterns. Many newcomers are themselves victims of the housing crisis, forced to live in cramped or substandard conditions. Moreover, immigrants bring vital skills and energy to Toronto's economy. They fill key jobs in healthcare, tech, and other industries. Their entrepreneurial spirit has launched countless small businesses, adding to the city's vibrancy. Without this influx of talent, Toronto might struggle to compete on the global stage. The question now is whether Toronto can adapt to its new reality. Can it build enough housing and expand services fast enough? Will it find ways to include both newcomers and longtime residents in its future? These are the challenges that will shape Toronto in the years to come. As we look at Toronto's situation, it's clear that immigration is reshaping Canadian cities in profound ways, but each city faces its own unique set of challenges. Next, we'll turn our attention to Vancouver, where the impact of immigration has been just as dramatic, but with some key differences. Vancouver, a global city's growing pains. Vancouver's stunning natural beauty has long made it a magnet for newcomers, but its popularity comes at a steep price. As luxury developments replace middle-class neighborhoods, many locals find themselves priced out of their own city. Is Vancouver becoming a victim of its own success, and what does its struggle mean for the future of Canadian urban centers? Known for its picturesque mountains and Pacific coastline, Vancouver has transformed into a global city with a significant immigrant population. This transformation has brought both opportunities and challenges, reshaping the city's landscape and social fabric in profound ways. Immigration has played a crucial role in Vancouver's rise as an international hub. The city's diverse population has contributed to its vibrant culture, innovative business sector, and strong connections to the global economy. However, this rapid growth and influx of wealth have also led to some of the most pressing issues facing the city today. At the heart of Vancouver's challenges lies its housing market. The city has become one of the most expensive places to live, not just in Canada but worldwide. Real estate prices have skyrocketed to levels that many longtime residents find unattainable. Neighborhoods that were once filled with middle-class families have been transformed by luxury developments, often purchased by wealthy foreign investors. This shift in the housing market has created a stark divide within the city. On one side are those who have benefited from the real estate boom, including some immigrants who arrived with significant wealth. On the other are longtime residents and newer immigrants who find themselves priced out of the market, struggling to find affordable housing in the city they call home. The impact of these changes extends beyond housing. Vancouver's infrastructure and public services are straining to keep pace with the rapidly growing population. Traffic congestion has worsened, public transit is often overcrowded, and schools and healthcare facilities are feeling the pressure of increased demand. These challenges have led to growing frustration among many Vancouver residents. There's a sense that the city they once knew is slipping away, replaced by a glossier but less accessible version. The rapid pace of change has left some feeling disconnected from their own neighborhoods, as familiar local businesses are replaced by high-end shops and restaurants catering to a wealthier clientele. The situation in Vancouver raises important questions about the future of Canadian cities in an era of global migration. Can a city maintain its character and livability while also embracing growth and diversity? How can the benefits of immigration be balanced with the needs of existing residents? Vancouver's city government has attempted to address these issues through various policies, including taxes on foreign buyers and empty homes and efforts to increase the supply of affordable housing. However, the effectiveness of these measures remains a topic of debate, with many arguing that more drastic action is needed to address the city's affordability crisis. Despite these challenges, it's important to note that immigration continues to bring significant benefits to Vancouver. Newcomers contribute to the city's economic growth, fill important jobs in various sectors, and enrich its cultural landscape. Many immigrants have become successful entrepreneurs, creating jobs and driving innovation in the local economy. Montreal, culture clash in Quebec. From Vancouver's economic boom to Montreal's cultural crossroads, Canada's cities are changing fast. But in Quebec's largest city, the transformation goes beyond buildings and businesses. It strikes at the very heart of what it means to be Montrealer. Montreal stands out among Canadian cities. Over 30% of its people were born outside Canada. This makes it a major hub for newcomers. But Montreal isn't just any Canadian city. It's the heart of French-speaking Quebec. This creates a unique challenge. The city is facing a culture clash. Many new immigrants don't speak French. This is causing deep divides in the community. Longtime residents, especially French speakers, feel a growing disconnect. They see their city changing rapidly. Some worry that Montreal's distinct character is slipping away. Schools in Montreal are struggling with these changes. They're trying to teach non-French speaking students. This is hard on teachers and students alike. It's also making it tough to ensure all kids get a fair education. This problem shows how immigration is affecting daily life in the city. Many people in Montreal are worried. They fear the city's French roots could be lost. For centuries, Montreal's French character has set it apart. Now, some think this could change forever due to immigration. It's not just about language. It's about a way of life that's been part of the city for generations. But it's not all negative. Immigration brings new ideas and energy to Montreal. The city is more diverse than ever. This diversity can lead to innovation and growth. New foods, music, and art are enriching Montreal's culture. Many see this as a positive change that makes the city more vibrant and interesting. The challenge for Montreal is finding balance. How can it welcome newcomers while keeping its French identity? This is a tough question with no easy answers. The city is trying different approaches. Some focus on teaching French to immigrants. Others aim to celebrate diversity while promoting Quebec culture. One local puts it this way: For Montrealers, the challenge isn't just about coexisting with new arrivals, it's about finding a way to preserve the city's rich cultural legacy while embracing the inevitable changes that come with diversity. This sums up the complex situation in Montreal. The city's struggle reflects a bigger issue in Canada. How can a country welcome immigrants while keeping its cultural identity? Montreal's experience shows it's not simple. It takes work from both longtime residents and newcomers. Both groups need to be open to change and willing to compromise. Montreal's story is still being written. The city is working to find solutions that work for everyone. It's trying to create a new kind of Montreal, one that honors its past while embracing its diverse future. The outcome will shape not just Montreal, but could influence how other cities approach similar challenges. Calgary and Edmonton, the changing face of Alberta. As Montreal wrestles with its cultural identity, another Canadian province is undergoing a quieter but equally profound transformation. In Alberta, nearly 1 in 3 Calgarians wasn't born in Canada. How is this surge of newcomers reshaping the province's economic powerhouses? Calgary and Edmonton, once known primarily for their oil wealth, are now at the forefront of Canada's changing demographics. With around 30% of Calgary's population and nearly 25% of Edmonton's population being foreign-born, these cities are experiencing a rapid shift in their cultural makeup. This influx of immigrants is bringing new challenges and opportunities to Alberta's urban centers. The impact of immigration is particularly evident in the job market. Calgary, long dependent on its energy sector, is seeing increased competition for positions in this field. Many newcomers arrive with skills and experience in oil and gas, adding to an already competitive industry. This has led to tensions in some quarters, with longtime residents expressing concerns about job security. Edmonton faces similar challenges. The city's job market, particularly in the oil industry, has become more competitive. Longtime residents who once relied on steady employment in this sector now find themselves competing with skilled immigrants for positions. This shift has created a complex dynamic in the workplace with both positive and negative outcomes. The rapid demographic changes are also affecting the cultural landscape of both cities. In Calgary, many locals express concerns about losing their community's traditional Western charm. The city, once known for its cowboy culture and annual stampede, is evolving into a more diverse, cosmopolitan center. While this brings exciting new cultural experiences, it also creates tension as some residents feel their way of life is being diluted. Edmonton, too, is grappling with cultural shifts. The city's increasingly diverse population has brought new foods, festivals, and traditions. While many celebrate this cultural richness, others worry about the preservation of local customs and identity. This tension between tradition and change is a common theme in both cities as they adapt to their new realities. The influx of immigrants is also putting pressure on public services and infrastructure. In Edmonton, healthcare and education systems are feeling the strain of rapid population growth. Locals often express frustration with longer wait times for medical services and overcrowded schools. These challenges highlight the need for careful planning and investment to ensure that city services can keep pace with population growth. Calgary faces similar infrastructure challenges. The city's rapid growth has led to increased traffic congestion and a need for expanded public transit. Housing affordability has also become a pressing issue, with both newcomers and longtime residents struggling to find affordable homes in desirable neighborhoods. Despite these challenges, it's important to note that immigration brings significant benefits to both cities. Newcomers contribute to economic growth, fill important skill gaps in various industries, and enrich the cultural fabric of these communities. Many immigrants have become successful entrepreneurs, starting businesses that create jobs and contribute to the local economy. The situation in Calgary and Edmonton reflects a broader struggle that many Canadian cities face: how to embrace diversity while maintaining a sense of local identity. As these cities evolve into more multicultural urban centers, they must find ways to balance the needs and concerns of both longtime residents and newcomers. Ottawa, Winnipeg, and Halifax. Capital concerns and regional challenges. While Calgary and Edmonton grapple with rapid change, other Canadian cities face their own unique immigration challenges. What happens when the nation's capital becomes a microcosm of Canada's demographic shift? Ottawa's transformation reveals unexpected consequences that are reshaping the very heart of Canadian governance. Ottawa, as the seat of Canada's federal government, finds itself at the center of the country's immigration debate. With nearly 25% of its population consisting of immigrants, the capital city is experiencing significant changes that reflect broader national trends. This transformation is particularly evident in Ottawa's housing market, where skyrocketing rent prices have made it increasingly difficult for longtime residents to afford their homes. The housing crisis in Ottawa has created a sense of frustration among locals who feel they're being squeezed out of their own neighborhoods. This sentiment is echoed by a resident who shared, "It's not just about adapting to change, it's about holding on to what makes our city special." This struggle to maintain Ottawa's unique character while accommodating a growing immigrant population presents a complex challenge for city planners and policymakers. Beyond housing, Ottawa's public services are feeling the strain of rapid population growth. Schools and healthcare facilities are becoming overwhelmed, leading to dissatisfaction among both long-term residents and newcomers. The city faces the additional pressure of setting an example for other Canadian municipalities while managing its own growing pains. Moving westward to Winnipeg, we find a prairie city grappling with its own set of immigration-related challenges. With over 25% of its population foreign-born, Winnipeg is experiencing rising crime rates and social tensions that are reshaping community dynamics. Long-term residents report feeling unsafe in neighborhoods that were once peaceful, highlighting the complex relationship between rapid demographic changes and community cohesion. Winnipeg's situation raises important questions about how mid-sized cities can effectively integrate large numbers of newcomers while maintaining public safety and social harmony. The city's experience serves as a cautionary tale for other growing urban centers across Canada, emphasizing the need for proactive policies that address both the benefits and potential challenges of immigration. On Canada's East Coast, Halifax presents yet another facet of the immigration story. Approximately 20% of Halifax's population is now foreign-born, a shift that has coincided with a dramatic explosion in the housing market. Property prices in the maritime city have surged, making it increasingly difficult for longtime residents to afford homes in their own communities. The rapid changes in Halifax have sparked concerns among residents about the dilution of the city's unique maritime identity. As one local put it, "For Haligonians, it's not just about adapting to change, it's about holding on to what makes their city special." This sentiment reflects a broader anxiety about preserving local culture and traditions in the face of rapid demographic shifts. Despite these challenges, it's crucial to recognize the positive contributions that immigrants bring to these cities. Newcomers often fill vital roles in various sectors of the economy, bring fresh perspectives and innovations, and contribute to the cultural richness of their adopted communities. The key challenge for Ottawa, Winnipeg, and Halifax lies in finding ways to harness these benefits while addressing the legitimate concerns of long-term residents. Each of these cities is working to strike a balance between welcoming newcomers and preserving their distinct identities. Ottawa, as the nation's capital, faces the unique challenge of setting an example for the rest of the country. The city is exploring ways to expand affordable housing options and improve public services to accommodate its growing population while maintaining its sense of order and community spirit. Winnipeg is focusing on community policing initiatives and social programs aimed at fostering better integration and reducing crime rates. These efforts seek to build bridges between established residents and newcomers, promoting mutual understanding and cooperation. Halifax, meanwhile, is working to preserve its maritime heritage while embracing its newfound diversity. The city is investing in cultural programs that celebrate both traditional and new influences, aiming to create a shared sense of identity among all residents. Hamilton and Surrey, the transformation of industrial centers. From coast to coast, Canadian cities are changing. but none quite like Hamilton and Surrey. These former industrial giants are now at the forefront of a demographic revolution, with immigrants making up a quarter to nearly half of their populations. How are these cities coping with such rapid change, and what does it mean for their future? Hamilton, once known for its steel mills and blue-collar workforce, is undergoing a profound transformation. Today, around 25% of its population is foreign-born, a shift that's reshaping the city's identity. As the industrial roots that defined Hamilton for generations fade, a new, more diverse community is emerging. This transition hasn't been without its challenges, leaving many longtime residents feeling like strangers in their own city. The change in Hamilton is palpable. Traditional manufacturing jobs, once the backbone of the local economy, are declining. In their place, a new economic landscape is taking shape, driven in part by the skills and entrepreneurial spirit of newcomers. However, this shift has created tension in the job market. Local workers, particularly those from the industrial sector, are finding it increasingly difficult to compete with new arrivals who often bring different skill sets and experiences. Surrey, a rapidly growing city in British Columbia, is experiencing an even more dramatic demographic shift. With over 40% of its population now foreign-born, Surrey has become a microcosm of Canada's immigration debate. The city's rapid growth has put immense pressure on its infrastructure and public services. Schools are overcrowded, struggling to accommodate the influx of new students from diverse backgrounds. Crime rates have risen, adding to the concerns of both longtime residents and newcomers alike. The transformation of Surrey has been so swift that many residents feel their city is losing its identity. The streets that once felt familiar now pulse with new languages, cuisines, and customs. While this diversity brings vibrancy and innovation, it also challenges the city's ability to maintain a cohesive community spirit. As one resident put it, for many in Surrey, the question is no longer about whether immigration can be a strength. It's about whether the city can manage this growth without losing what made it special in the first place. In Hamilton, the shift from an industrial powerhouse to a diverse immigrant-rich community is equally profound. The city's gritty working-class charm that locals once took pride in is rapidly fading. In its place, a new Hamilton is emerging, one that's more cosmopolitan but also more complex. As one longtime resident observed, Hamilton's rise as a manufacturing powerhouse gave it a gritty working-class charm that locals took pride in. However, with immigration surging, that image is quickly fading. Both Hamilton and Surrey are grappling with the reality that their transformation is not just about numbers on a census. It represents real lives and communities facing significant changes. The influx of immigrants brings new energy, ideas, and cultural richness to these cities. Many newcomers are opening businesses, revitalizing neighborhoods, and contributing to the local economy in meaningful ways. Yet the rapid pace of change has left some feeling left behind. In Hamilton, former factory workers struggle to find their place in the new economy. In Surrey, longtime residents watch as familiar landmarks are replaced by new developments catering to a changing population. The challenge for both cities is to find ways to honor their industrial heritage while embracing the opportunities that come with diversity. City leaders in Hamilton and Surrey are working to address these challenges. They're investing in job training programs to help longtime residents adapt to the changing job market. They're also focusing on improving infrastructure and public services to keep pace with population growth. Cultural integration initiatives aim to bridge the gap between established communities and newcomers, fostering understanding and cooperation. The stories of Hamilton and Surrey reflect a broader narrative playing out across Canada. As the country continues to rely on immigration for population growth and economic development, more cities will face similar transformations. The experiences of these two former industrial centers offer valuable lessons about the complexities of rapid demographic change and the importance of proactive planning. The road ahead: integration policy and community. As we've seen, immigration has greatly changed Canadian cities. It's brought new energy and ideas, but also challenges. Housing costs, crowded schools, and cultural clashes are big issues in many places. To address these problems, cities need smart policies. Building more affordable homes and improving public services are key. But it's not just about buildings. Communities play a big role too. When neighbors work together, it helps everyone feel at home. Immigration has the power to transform cities in good ways, but it needs careful planning. As one expert puts it, the integration of newcomers into the social fabric of cities is essential yet complex. It's about finding a balance between welcoming new people and keeping what makes each city special. In the end, how well Canadian cities manage these changes will shape their future. It's a big task, but also a chance to build stronger, more diverse communities. We have come to the end of this video. We'd love to keep making videos like this, and you can help. Please hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.